Yes, everybody, good morning. And no, it's not a good morning, really, is it? Manchester United last night, the disaster that was. We're here on Forever United TV this morning, bringing you the live show, updates around everything going on with Manchester United, your opinions and your thoughts after the dust has settled on what was a disastrous night for Manchester United. There is a lot to say. There is an awful lot to get through. The aftermath, that interview from Ruben Amorim, and what he actually said, the way he said it, that's where I want to start this morning. That's what I want to concentrate on, because we can pick out individual players. We are going to. We did a lot of that last night as well. But what worried me more than anything last night, and I'm sure you've all seen it now, if you haven't seen clips of it, you need to watch both the Sky and the ITV interview, post-match interview of Ruben Amorim last night. Every single journalist has gone in on this, and everyone is having their say on it. Before we get started with everything, obviously, I want to just say, look, there's going to be a million different opinions on what's right and what's wrong with Manchester United at the moment. We're all Man United fans. We all want the best for the football club. We can disagree. You don't have to agree with what everybody says, but I just got a feeling today, and I wanted to say this at the start of the show, with it being so, with there's a lot of anger going around, a lot of unrest within United's fan base. Just be respectful for everybody in the chat. If you don't agree with someone, you don't have to be over the top with it. Just be respectful, and everyone's got an opinion on this. Everyone is talking about this because this is big, this is massive, this is Manchester United, and the club's in the bin. Really, it is right now. That it doesn't seem like there is any way or any one particular answer right now. The stories going around about Ruben Amorim's future, the Xavi links, and all of them that came out last night, I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I don't know where they came from. I think it's because we've had a disastrous start to the season. All of a sudden, everybody's jumping in and just throwing different names in the hat as to who might replace Ruben Amorim. He's not gone. I don't think he's going anywhere. And there is bigger problems than Ruben Amorim at this football club. There really is. And I think we all know this deep down, don't we, as well? So, when I get into that interview and what Ruben actually said, because it is quite damning. It's damning on his players. It's eye-opening what he actually said, how he said it, his approach to it, how dejected he looked, how miserable he looked last night in doing them interviews. He looked lost. He looked like he was lost for words. I think he repeated himself about 4 times on the same sentence because he doesn't know how to explain himself. He doesn't know how to explain what he wants from his Manchester United players. He just didn't expect, in my opinion, this to be happening right now, and how bad Manchester United can actually be. This, I think, is the biggest thing to take from what happened last night, because Manchester United were absolutely atrocious last night. They were abysmal, and everybody has had their piece on this. Everybody's had their tuppence and said what they've got to say about these players, about Ruben Amorim, the tactics, the formation, the system, blah, 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 blah. It was League Two, and we got outplayed. There's nothing much more to say than that. There's no excuse. You could be playing 4-4-2, 4-3-3, any formation under the sun, but to be outplayed, fought, battled by a League Two side, that is unforgivable for Manchester United. It really is. And Ruben talking last night, I actually thought it felt the same as us. It felt the same as the fans. Like, no explanation. The effort, the time and work that went into the summer seems to have been completely thrown out the window in 2 weeks of the season starting. It just feels like that. It's like, what's happened? Like, everything from pre-season to where we are now. Look, a win against Burnley might change people's opinions round and start to make you feel a little bit more upbeat and look at it a bit more confidently. But as it stands at the moment, it just feels like no matter what he does, no matter what he changes, who he brings in, what different approach he takes, it's just not going to work. There's no explanation as to what happened last night, apart from 11 players and the subs. Well, some of the subs actually gave us a little bit of something at least, but a Manchester United side, let's just call it that, a Manchester United team that weren't capable of getting themselves up for a game against League Two Grimsby. And you only have to listen to what Ruben Amorim actually said last night. Ruben Amorim Honestly, from what I was reading and everything, I would like to say very smart things. This is what Ruben was saying last night. I would like to say very smart things and very important things. I have nothing to say, nothing to say. That is the biggest problem also, to see the same mistakes and nothing to say in this moment. I'm really sorry for our fans. It's too much sometimes. The system definitely isn't helping, especially with the personnel we have. But I think the players are getting away with murder and blaming the system for their own personal problems. These are some of the comments that are actually coming out here, what I'm reading out as well from fans. Just brought up some random ones from online there and what's actually going down and what's being said. It's hard to listen to. It really was hard. I was sat there last night after the game and I'm just scratching my head and I'm going, where's he going with this? Where's Ruben going with this? I don't understand what he's actually saying here, but then you have to listen to it back, read the quote and listen to it again and you start to understand where he's going. I'll just read a few more here right now. I'm getting to the chat. I'm going to come to the comments quite quickly today because I know everyone wants to have their say on this, so bear with me 1 minute. When everything is so important in our club and you try to do everything, you come from the pre-season, even Arsenal, you can lose the game, but you are there, you are improving, you see the performance. But then again, I think what he's alluding to there is you don't see it in the game tonight. The formation is not the problem. What matters is that we need to be different, and that is the job of the coach. And you can see that nothing has changed. I think he's self-critical right there. When you lose but see something new, it's different. When you see something like today, it's hard to talk about it. I just want to say I'm really sorry to the fans, the support they gave me, and the support that's all the support they help the team. Again, just going through it, they help the team. I have nothing to say. I'm really sorry. I have nothing to say. I'm really sorry. The biggest thing that he said last night, though, the biggest one of all, and I'm sure you've all heard it now, is the players really showed who they are last night. The players showed what they are. He kept on saying it, and he kept on going in on this thing about the players really. They stood up. They showed what they are. They spoke last night. They spoke in that game last night. All of these sort of remarks coming from Ruben Amorim really worrying, because at that point there, you feel like he's throwing his team under the bus there, and quite rightly so. I think if any Manchester United side fails to turn up in the first half of football and goes 2-0 down, should have been 3-0 down because that goal should have stood and it shouldn't have even got to penalties, then they deserve every single bit of critique coming their way. They're not going to get away with anything. This is a team. There are some players that probably played better than others last night, and we can all say them players, we can all think of them players off the top of our heads, but still, as a Manchester United side, they all failed Manchester United and the fan base and the coach last night. Every single man. They should be absolutely ashamed of themselves for wearing that shirt. And you know what? It's overly critical. In a couple of days, people will be saying we're being too harsh on these players. They're still human beings. I don't think anyone's been really personal with anybody. I think we're just criticising the same players, making the same mistakes and the same underperforming in every single game that we've seen for the last 2 years. These players are being paid a fortune. People are losing their jobs at Manchester United this season to try and fund a rebuild at this football club. Everything has been moulded around these players. £50 million worth of new training facilities to help these players. State-of-the-art facilities for these players. I said it yesterday. For Jadon Sancho to be posting a picture online with the bomb squad inside them new facilities at Manchester United right now and posting that out on social media tells you exactly where this club is at. None of these players deserve any sort of help from anybody here. They deserve every single bit of critique that's coming their way, this team. They really do. And like I just said then, for the amount of money that the fans are now paying, for the jobs that people have lost at this football club, also go into the first team and Ruben Amorim's team this season, and to get performances like this, and then the same old excuses come out, it's not on. It's not on. And Manchester United right now are in a worse place than I think and I have known them ever be. I honestly don't have the answers to what happens. Do we get rid of another manager? Do we get rid of Ruben and bring somebody else in and start the whole process all over again? Literally, 8 months into a job, and we're already talking about Ruben going. I know his record is bad. I know the stats don't add up for Ruben Amorim, and he is right up against it now. But can we afford to do this again? Can we afford to get rid of another manager just because it's not going well? And some of them same players will survive again at Manchester United. Do we just have to go through the pain of dealing with Ruben Amorim until these players are all gone, until we get a new bunch of players in that are actually going to play for Manchester United? Honestly, I need to come to the comment section because there's tons of comments in here right now. I want to give everyone their say on this morning. It's a hard morning to be and a hard day to be a Manchester United fan because I don't know if anybody's got any answers to it. By the way, we have got a poll running and I want you to get involved in this, please, everybody. The poll is... let's just bring it up. Should United stand by Ruben Amorim? It's a straightforward poll with a yes or no answer. Just get in there and let me know your thoughts. 66% of the chat right now, nearly 2,000 votes already in just under 20 minutes. That's mega. Thank you very much for that, everybody, by the way. But it just goes to show the strength of the subjects right now. And 66% of you with nearly 2,000 saying you would stand by Ruben Amorim. We need to keep him. 34% of you saying no. Right, I need to get into the comment section. We have a ton of super chats I want to quickly get through. First of all, Ant says off the bat, players own allowed what they want and don't want. Players own what they want out loud, I think we're supposed to say there. Lee Cape Town, morning Adam and all the concerned United fans. I know we're disappointed. Maybe now the club go and sign a goalkeeper and a midfielder. By the way, I am going to go through all of the news and transfer news that's going around as well at this morning. We are still in the transfer window and that is obviously going to take preference towards the back end of the day. Right now it's still raw and I think we do need to talk about Ruben and this team. Most importantly this morning, I feel. Manny with super chat, thank you. And when we beat Burnley, all the fans will be slapping backs again. I know this is the thing. You have to celebrate winning, but you have to remember where you've just come from. I think as well. It's going to be interesting to see what reaction we get from the players when it comes to Saturday. If we lose, I don't even want to think about it. But when we win, if we win against Burnley at weekend, straight down the tunnel, thank you, get changed, go home. That's it, get an international break. Don't want to hear no excuses. Don't want to hear this is for the fans. Don't want to hear that this is a thank you to the fans. Again, this is what we should be doing. This is how we should. Just don't say anything. I know they've got to do the media stuff and everything like that, and we are going to get some of them sorts of comments coming out, but just don't say anything. Is how I feel right now. Nobody is believing in these players. Talk with your feet. They don't believe in what he's telling them to do. And that just carried on. We ended up losing the game. And I picked that up on the 24th minute of the match. And I'm looking at that straight away and I'm like, you clearly don't want to be playing here tonight. This is not big enough for you. And I'm not surprised that players are looking to move to Champions League clubs because they don't want to take accountability for their own actions or performances. They are an absolute sham. They're a fraud squad, Manchester United. They are absolute frauds. They are not professional footballers. Professional footballers don't turn up with that attitude to a football game, wearing that Manchester United shirt. I'm sorry, that's how I feel personally inside right now. I don't want to know any of them right now. You are dragging this team's name through the mud. And obviously there are certain players that get dragged into this at the moment, i.e. the new ones, but still, there's still a team. Louis says, hey Adam, Sir Alex wouldn't have lasted 6 months with these players. At some points, the fan base needs to stop scapegoating the manager all the time. It is that point, like, we have to just carry on with Ruben Amorim. We have to see through this, and we have to commit to it. But the worry that I've always had, and is always going to be there, is they will pull the trigger simply because United cannot be seen to be languishing where they are, dropping out of competitions that they are, getting beat by the teams that we are doing. It's just an all-new low for Manchester United, and I didn't think we could get any lower. But an interesting one, I'm going to come back to it in a minute. I'll get through a few more super chats. Thank you, Block, mega super chat there as well, mate. And thank you, everyone, for all of these chats. Every evidence to keep Amorim is hypocritical based on what he did at Sporting. Every evidence against him is factual. Not won 2 games in a row since he's been here and won 7 out of 29 in the Premier League. Sadly, he needs to go. Some people are very strong that they've just had enough and don't see any upturn with Ruben Amorim. The system, the formation, the players he's picking, the favourites that he seems to be picking again. We'll get into that. It's hypothetically, sorry, on that one that Sean said there on block on that super chat. If Sesko struggles against Grimsby, how will he cope with the Premiership, says Zane. I don't think he struggled last night. I thought Sesko had some decent efforts. I didn't think he was the worst player on the pitch. And again, I don't want to I'm bringing them in as a team because they deserve to be brought in as a team. But we know there's certain players that are dragging some of the players down with them right now as well in this. Overall, it's United and we are together. So they're all going to take the flak and they all should take the flak. They should look at themselves and say, could I have done more? My teammate was awful, but could I have done more? And yes, that's the answer to that. Is yes, you could have done more. Every single player could have done more yesterday. Zane, thanks for the super chat, mate. Chill Bear says, does anyone here believe that you put that team out and even with no manager, we should have beaten Grimsby? Like I said at the top, we should have beaten Grimsby, mates. There's no excuse formation or any kind of excuse behind systems, formations or anything. You are paid a fortune. You are elite footballers playing for Manchester United and you've gone down to the 4th tier of English football and been embarrassed and outplayed. Simple as. You take that on the chin and you have a good long hard look in the mirror. That's what you do right now as a Manchester United player. Have you done enough? Could I have done more? Stop using excuses for how your other teammates are playing and do more. Sorry, but he has to go, says Robbie with the super chats. Welcome to the Members Club Goal Protocol. Chill Bear with another super chat. Thank you, mate. Those that are too young fail to realise it took Fergie 7 years to turn United around and I was 1 game away from the sack. How do you expect Amorim to do it in 9 months? I just feel like it's heading down the fact that we're in relegation form is the worrying sign in this. The fact that we're in relegation form right now and we're out of the Carabao Cup before it's even started because we shouldn't be in the second round playing League 2 sides. We should be in the third round with every other decent Premier League side because we're in Europe. I think that's where it's hard that's where it's hard for Manchester United fans to actually get to grips with the situation. I understand what everybody's saying. I understand that we are in a position right now. We've been here before. It's been horrible. And yeah, I do believe that we are also struggling to come to terms with the past of this Manchester United. Not the past of this Manchester United side, but the past of Manchester United catching up. Like we feel like we should be competing because of the amount of money we've spent since the successful years. And every single fan has got a right to be angry with what's gone on at United. And the money we have spent, we should be doing a lot more. And I understand we turned Manchester United round from the depths with Fergie. It took a lot of time. It did. It took a long time. We're getting close to how bad Manchester United was then, now, with billions being spent. I think that's the hard thing to take in this. We are lower than we was then. We need to be relegated to rinse ourselves of all of the players. That's the only way every single player leaves United. We're never going to get rid of everybody because we're still in the Premier League and we can afford just about to pay these wages. But if I'm an owner right now, there isn't one player on that pitch that's getting a new contract at Manchester United. By the way, we have got the competition winners. We've got all of the names here in front of us. We are going to mention that at the end of the show. So if you did enter the competition for the Manchester United replica kits, shirts, retros and everything, we have got them and we're going to announce them at the end of the show, everybody, just to keep you up to date with that one. Right, in terms of the poll and the chats right now, Ruben is over. We are moving that on to the goalkeeper. Do we need a new goalkeeper? Let's get through a few more chats on this and then going to move into some of the players as well. But keep your thoughts coming in, everybody. It is a passionate chat this morning. I can see it bubbling up already. Robbie again says, Sesko is pure dog shit. I disagree. I think that's unfair. I really do think that's unfair. Like the player who's only just come in. Right, just bear with me a second. I'm just going to bring up the poll right now. Will adding a good goalkeeper solve a lot of the issues? Get your straight in yes or no answers into the into the poll, please, everybody. I'm going to leave this one running for a little while just to see. Do you feel like bringing anybody else in right now is going to change anything? I think that's probably the more relevant question right now, because we could bring a goalkeeper in. It might help us save a few points here and there. But what's happening on the pitch? We don't create chances. We don't score goals. We just spent 200 million on a new forward line and we're still not any better. That's the problem I've got. I've got my issues with Onana in goal. Honestly, the man should not be wearing a Man United shirt. Get your comments in on that one, please, everybody. I've got loads more super chats just to read out quickly. Thank you again, everyone, for piling in. Ant says, there is a serious mentality issue and it's been there for the last 12 years. I don't blame Amorim. The role of the manager is massively overhyped. The role of the manager is big and he is taking some flack himself. And he does have to take some of the blame in this. He is the one that is setting these players out in a certain way. He has to do something, because he could have brought off Dalot instead of Dorgu. He could have done that last night, but he didn't. He could have brought Andre Onana off at half-time and made a real statement, because in his interview afterwards, he said on Andre Onana, he should have gone with his feet on that first goal. I said it in the watch-along last night. I said it in my match reaction. The man goes down in stages. He is awful. He is not good enough to be a Manchester United keeper. That last night ended Andre Onana as a Manchester United player. Even if he doesn't get sold, he's on the bench and Bayndare or another goalkeeper comes in. He never plays again for Manchester United. I'm sorry. Every time he plays, the last time he played was the final. He ballsed up that goal as well, going down in stages, too slow. He shows every single game he plays that he's not good enough. And now we can't really blame Andre Onana. We have to blame Ruben Amorim. He's the one who started him. Didn't need to. Could have made a statement last night. Even in the Carabao Cup, you're not playing. Dalot, you're not good enough. You've been here nearly longer than anybody, and we are just as bad as we was when you came in, and then we are now, if not worse now. And he has been there longer than anybody in that team near enough right now, barring Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. He is failing as well. Why does Dalot get away with it? Ruben is important to this as well, and he's making certain decisions. If I'm Dorgu right now, I'm thinking, what do I have to, I'm sorry, I'm better than what Dalot is. And Dalot is atrocious at the moment. The man can't even control the ball. We're talking basics of football again here, and Ruben is still playing these players. It's like, I understand the professional side of things and how good they are off the pitch, and they will listen and they will try hard, but there is trying hard, and then there's a player that really isn't up for it trying hard, and that's where Dalot is at the moment. He has regressed the last 2 years to a point where we need to now start thinking of other players playing in that position. Xabi Alonso saw that his free at the back doesn't work at Madrid, but Amorim has to stick to his system. That's a point, Drosky. Thank you for that. Manny in the chat says the elephant in the room is Man United's sidekick of the team. Who are they? And why are our players so soft in the head? The mentality of this team is atrocious. It really is. It's so poor. They are a million miles away from where they need to be to cope with what it is to be a Manchester United player. When the going gets tough, they want out. They're weak. I think there's a few comments, Ronnie, that have said that as well. Robbie in the chat, Sesko is nothing but pure, freshly laid. Okay, mate, you can stop with the dog crap stuff now. We got the message, pal. Please just look at the midfielders, says Jeremy. Rami, thank you again for that one. No message on it, but appreciates the super chat. Robbie, I know you're super chatting, mate, but I'm going to stop reading them out, mate. You have to, there is taking the mick and then there's taking the mick. 7 managers since Felix Ferguson. The managers aren't the problem. The horrible, short-sighted owners and checkbook players are playing for the badge. Aren't playing for the badge, says Tenderloin. The amount of money that, I've said it then before, the amount of money that's been spent, the amount of money that's being paid out to these players, and they're not playing. They're not playing for Manchester United. Mentally, they're not there. I get it. They look like freeloaders, mercenaries right now that just really don't care about the heartbeat of this football club. And Ineos have got a job on their hands to try and turn this around now. They have spent money this summer. I'm thinking, and everybody's thinking now, that they're going to have to spend a shed load more of money to try and get anywhere up that league table right now, because let's not forget now, that's it. Carabao Cup's gone. More games out of the way for Manchester United. We should be looking at maybe trying to get 50 games this season just by going through all of the cup competitions and concentrating on domestic football. Ruben said that this team is not ready to play in European football. This team doesn't look ready to play in the Premier League or domestic football either, Ruben. It's going backwards. Every time I listen to a comment or read a comment out, it is just pure. It's not frustration, it's fear. I can feel the fear in the comment section right now. The reality is that the club is completely in disarray. As a team, it doesn't look like there's a way back, does there? That's how it feels right now. Aminor with the chat says, even the red top United fans must say Amorim must go at this one. We all mentioned attitude, tactics and formation, but surely there was enough talent out there to win. Come on guys, says Steve. There was enough talent out there to beat Grimsby last night, no matter what formation or system that you play. John, I'm not too worried. Our first 11 plus new keeper and midfielder will make Europe. Dalot, Dorgu, Agate, Mainu not good enough. I disagree with Dorgu 100%, John. I get your concerns though, mate. I'm not actually there with you that confidently at the moment at all. Like, I've been bullish, as everybody knows, this season. I have said that Manchester United can make top 5. You all know it. I backed my team and they have come back and let me down. Our reasons was over at the moment. We said no to the 100 million for Bruno. Really, can we say that? Because we have brought some good players in and they disappeared last night as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could have brought somebody else in. Like, Bruno didn't play that first half, everybody. And we were horrendous. I'm not saying because he didn't play we didn't get a decent halftime result. But I said, like, we can talk about not selling Bruno and bringing somebody else in. We have just spent 200 million on a forward line, which is 20 times better than last season's, yet it's still underperforming last season's now. So, what, is it one man's fault because we didn't sell him because he's not in the side? If he wasn't in the side, would we have been doing better in these opening games? Well, he wasn't in the side last night and we got even worse. I wonder if the gym still thinks Amorim is doing a good job. The questions are going to start getting a lot more, let's just say, a lot more to the bone when their conversations are happening, I feel, now. On the positive side, the shirt giveaway morning. Yes, Andy, that is coming up later on. And that, well, I've got through nearly all of them super chats there. Thank you, everybody, for all of them super chats. Absolutely amazing. I feel the pain. I really do feel the pain. Last night, it was brought up by, I think it's Dan Rowe from BBC. Ruben Amorim said in May that if these players carried on their form from last season into this season, then he would walk away from the job. Is it a case of not getting rid of Ruben Amorim right now, but Ruben Amorim walking away from Manchester United? He walked away from his first job after 2 games because he felt like he couldn't get through to the players. He was convinced already by Ineos to stay at Manchester United last year. I'm wondering where his head is at right now. Because what he was saying last night and what he was talking about with them players showing and talking last night and saying who they really are, that was a manager that doesn't believe in his team. That was a manager that was saying that these players turned up and didn't want to be here. They are letting this fan base down massively, this bunch of players at the moment. It's embarrassing to be a Manchester United fan because we back the team and we know we're backing the team with nothing coming back. And we're the ones that are going to get bantered. These lot will go back to the training ground and carry on, all smiles, joking around. I'd be very, very surprised if Manchester United posted anything out on social media this week before the Burnley game. I would warn Manchester United right now, anyone who's in charge of your social media or any marketing or anything like that, don't post anything about winning team or smiles and training pictures. Unless it's academy players, just don't do it. You will send the fan base over the top. These fans are paying a fortune to watch Manchester United. Some people know people that have lost jobs at Manchester United. If you start throwing up all of that crap on social media now, then you are gonna cause a riot. I can already feel, without even looking into it, protest groups already already starting to come together and organise the next outing of the owners and things like this. I don't think there is anywhere else to look apart from the previous ownership, the Glazers that are there right now, what they've done in the past, what they've created, the environment and the culture they've created at this football club that now it feels like is impossible to get rid of. Andre Onana got a hand to the ball 5 times during Manchester United's penalty shootout against Grimsby. 4 of those still ended up in the back of the net. Kaz said to me last night, why are Andre Onana's hands so weak? Why does he like every single one he touched, he should have saved? It's like he touched it and it went the opposite way, like he didn't even get his hand in the right position for it. If you're getting your hand to it, you're saving the ball. I didn't want to make today about individual players and problems that Manchester United have got. All the talk yesterday was about Kobbie Mainoo. Now, I don't think that Kobbie Mainoo was the worst player on the park yesterday for Man United by a long stretch, but again, he is still a player that's come in and been part of a team that got beat by a League Two side. Like I said at the bottom there of the screen, like from what Laurie Whitwell said yesterday, Kobbie Mainoo has no interest or no intention of signing a new contract at Manchester United with the uncertainty around his playing time under Ruben Amorim. If these players all start coming back and are brought into the side, new contracts are signed after Ruben Amorim leaves, Manchester United are finished. Absolutely finished. Ineos are the ones that need to be strong here. Ineos need to say to Ruben Amorim, look, Ruben, this is up to you. If you don't feel like you can do this job, you walk away. If he does walk away, then they need to look at this and bring somebody else in that can do the job, but with the same mentality of what Ruben was trying to build. Get rid of these players. You are getting rid of the right players. You are doing the right thing, but they need to be strong in what they were starting with Ruben. If Ruben walks, which I think is a possibility, I don't want him to. I want him to survive. I don't think Ineos are going to get rid of him. I don't. I think they're still going to back him. But I couldn't tell you if Ruben was going to quit or not. He just looks like a lost soul. That's what he does at the moment. He looks completely lost. My player spoke very loud was the quote, says Evan last night, like the end. Yeah, that from Ruben last night I think was the biggest thing to come from that interview. I think the interview told you everything. That's why I've led with it this morning. I hadn't heard Ruben speak before I did everything that I did last night. I only listened to it late last night, and I just waited until this morning to see what else was said after it. I've seen Dallo come up on an interview. I just turned it straight off. I didn't even want to hear him. I don't care what he has to say right now. But Ruben spoke like a beaten man last night, and I think that was clear for everybody. I really don't care anymore. I'm saving bucket loads on the automatic cup scheme this season. Respect to you, Adam, for doing shows on days like these. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Block actually gave away his tickets for Burnley as well yesterday. Not going. Gave away his tickets for free. Doesn't want to go and watch Manchester United. And that's a man there that's paid for his season tickets up front already. Can't be bothered going. And we are what? We're not even through August and fans are giving up. This is where United are at right now. Fans are giving up. Effect of not using Bruno money to get a goalkeeper and Belabor, says Black Sheep. I don't really think that it is. Again, I said this before. Last night, everybody's angry. Like, it's another nightmare game and performance on top of everything that's already wrong. But last night shouldn't have even been there. Like, we should have beaten Grimsby, and nobody would be talking like this. We'd be talking ahead of the important game again, is Burnley. I said it in my match vlog last night. Manchester United should have been looking ahead of Grimsby and looking towards Burnley as the real judgment, but we couldn't even get through Grimsby. That's the embarrassing thing. Will adding a good goalkeeper solve a lot of the issues? That's the poll that's running right now. 2,000 votes on this in 15 minutes. Will adding a goalkeeper solve a lot of the issues? 66% of you have said yes. 66% of you have said yes to this. That I find staggering. I really do. That the rest of the performance, like Andre Onana, we know how bad he is. We know how bad he is. And I'm not blaming Onana anymore. I'm blaming Ruben. Ruben is the problem with the goalkeepers. He could have made it very, very clear to Ineos, and they have been brutal, so we know that this would have worked. They have got rid of Rasmus Højlund. By the way, credit to Rasmus Højlund on that social media post. On one side, you've got Jadon Sancho taking selfies with the bomb squad, knowing exactly what he's doing. I don't care what anybody says, he knows what he's doing there. This is the player that doesn't want to be at United, but he's all right using the facilities and posting on social media, just rubbing it in. And then you've got Rasmus Højlund, who's been forced out of Manchester United because he's not good enough, granted, but still posted on social media last night saying good luck to the boys tonight. Come on, the boys. The difference in professionalism there. Again, Rasmus Højlund should not be leaving before any of them players that we just spoke about. But it just highlights again the poor recruitment at Manchester United. And that Rasmus shouldn't have come. We shouldn't have bought the players that we did because we didn't vet them enough. We didn't look into them enough in terms of the players that we're overpaying and can't get rid of now. And the club are paying the penalty. By the way, anybody involved in any of these transfers, for the players that we're talking about moving on now, anybody involved in this football club, for every single player that we've got a problem with right now, has gone. And that just shows you right there where this club was and where it is now, and the work that's going to have to go in to try and recover what we once was. Because that there, for me, tells you the whole picture of the last 10 years. Not one member of staff involved in the hierarchy or high up at Manchester United who's got a big position and making big decisions is still at the club. That's staggering. And you look at Annan, you look at Rasmus Højlund, you look at all of the bomb squad players and everything that's going on right there, all of the contract renewals, like everybody involved in them players that we need to get rid of are gone. Like, they are trying to get rid of the bad blood and rinse this, but when you've got players like Leach are mingling in with the bomb squad, they're always going to be there and they're always going to affect it. And as soon as Jadon Sancho posts anything United related, because he's got rid of all Manchester United content, by the way, on his social media. Don't forget that. As soon as he posts anything United-related, it's pushed out into the negative completely. And I've done it the same as well, because I see it as a negative. I see it him taking the piss out of Manchester United. That's how I look at that post as a fan. I do. But that's the problem. Well, them players are still there. The biggest investment Manchester United should put into this team right now is taking the hit, probably, and selling all of these players. Just get rid of them. See you later. Yeah, we lost out on it. We lost out on the finances and the money and getting rid of these players now. I mean, last night has just convinced me that the club is on its arse well and truly, and we just need to start cutting cloth according now. Accept the bids. You're not going to get what you want for these players. They've poisoned this club for so long. Who is going to pay what you want for them? You're not going to get it. Just try and get as much as you possibly can now. Get them out. Start terminating contracts, terminate Andre Ananas, get him out of the football club. If you want to make a statement and prove to this fan base that you mean business, you're going to have to start making some massive calls, because I don't think anybody's convinced by anything that's being said or done at Manchester United anymore, not in this fan base anyway. Said it before, midfield is the heart of any team. Cobby was in there last night and it still didn't work for Manchester United. Manuel Ugarte being hauled off at half-time. That told you everything about him and where Ruben Amorim is. And I feel like he's got a massive problem now with his team. I do. I don't know where he goes. I don't think these players are believing in Ruben Amorim now. And I said that when what I wrote last night after 24 minutes, that I don't think they believe in him or are playing for him. I actually feel like United now, with Ruben, have created a new problem, in that he's chopping and changing things too much. And like Manuel Ugarte, he's unsellable, we were told in the summer. He's really liked by Ruben Amorim and wants to keep him. He's not playing him. He's hauling him off in a League Two game at half-time because he's so bad. Manuel Ugarte, he's going to be gone this summer. Why not jump the gun now, cut your losses and sell him now? No, time is gone. We can't do this anymore. Amorim said we have a match this weekend, and then we have 2 weeks, and we will sort things out. What you sorting out? I don't know what you're sorting out, Ruben, because the transfer window is gone, and there's nothing you can do to sort it out. Other players will be on international duty, and you're not going to be able to work with any of them and sort anything out with them. I don't know what he means. We're going to sort what out? Sort you out? Are you going to walk? Are you going to be sacked? Are you sorting out your future? I have no idea what he means by that. But again, we will wait and see after the window shuts. The international break will then be here. And we'll see what the players do. We'll see how Manchester United react to what's going on. I just don't know anymore. I really don't know. Thank you for all the comments coming in. I can see everyone's Flash Talks says, I feel really bad for the away fans last night. That's a crap journey as well over to Grimsby. It really is a shocker, that one. Amorim should resign, says Robbie. Sam says, Amorim didn't even watch the shootout. That doesn't show much confidence. I think he walks if we lose to Burnley. Kaz said to me last night, that's just not a good look, that. Cowering away, crouching down in the dugout, not watching. His explanation to that was that it doesn't matter about the penalty shootout. It doesn't matter about that. I think what he was trying to say is, and this is where he started to get lost in the interview and repeat himself and didn't come across clear at all. But I think what he was trying to get to was that it didn't matter about the penalties. The damage was already done. And the game and the performance already showed. And he said, like, the players stood up and showed themselves. The players spoke last night and everybody can see what they really are. And the fan base will be unforgiving from this point going forward right now. They are not going to accept anything other than wins and Manchester United making some big decisions. That's all you're going to get. Thank you for all the likes, by the way, on the video. It's not an easy video to do this morning. It really isn't. I didn't sleep well at all last night. You can laugh it off all you want and say, God's like, it's not that bad. Life goes on and it's only football. And anyone who says that to a real football fan, obviously you get the death stare, don't you? But I bleed Manchester United. My whole life is Manchester United. I've been a season ticket holder for years. It pains me. It pains me. This is why I do the channel, because I think this community here coming together, Manchester United fans, I think is what's keeping me going right now. In fact, last night I said on the watch along, I'm glad we've started the watch alongs now, because I don't think I could survive watching this team without this community here on YouTube and on FUTV. I feel like you are all on exactly the same page as what I am. This is affecting people's lives right now. And it sounds over the top, cheesy, I know, I get it, but it is. It is. I didn't sleep well last night. I sat there with visions of Manchester United players walking off the pitch with Grimsby fans running up to him on the pitch, bouncing around and pushing him in the back. And I was just like, I can't even feel sorry for him. I don't feel any connection to this team anymore. And I know things will change, but the whole bigger picture of the season ahead, I just think it's just going to be a couple of decent wins, then we lose again. We lose a few. Unfortunately, I think I tweeted this out the other day. The problem with United is, and the problem with Ruben and what will happen this season is now, we will have good days, but sadly them good days are going to be followed by bad weeks. And one good result or a couple of good games isn't going to fix the bigger issue at Manchester United this season. It feels like the season is over. That's how bad it feels right now for me. That's how it feels. Like I said, please keep the likes coming in on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, everybody. On the subscribing, we did a competition the other day. I know it seems completely irrelevant right now to what's happening at Manchester United, but I do like to bring the cheer back in as well. What I need for you to do, if your name is read out right now, you are a competition winner. So I need you to direct message us on FUTV's Twitter. Just DM us on there, please, everybody. The link for the Twitter feed is in the description on this video, everybody. So if your name is read out right now, you entered the replica Manchester United shirt giveaway after the 98,000 subscribers was reached. And the winners are, in order, who picks Bryan Mbeumo to score Manchester United's first goal. The numbers, someone here, Paradox VSN, went 65 minutes, Bryan Mbeumo. What a guess that was in that type of game. Number one prize goes to Paradox VSN. Hopefully you're watching. If we don't hear anything from you, we will reply to your comment on YouTube and hopefully you'll pick it up from there. But please do just direct message us on FUTV Twitter. Link to that in the description on this video. Second was Nathan Murphy. Hopefully Nathan is watching. You came second with Mbeumo on 34 minutes. And last is Roger84 on 31 minutes, Brian and Bumo. You three all will be winning a replica Manchester United or other football club shirts courtesy of OK Jerseys. So please do direct message us on Twitter on FUTV so we can get your details and get you hooked up with your shirts. So thank you everyone for entering that competition. There was hundreds of people who entered that and I'm happy to give something back to them people, even on a sad morning like this, which again, I still can't get around what happened last night in my head. I still can't fathom how Manchester United can be so bad. The transfer news, obviously, as well. Last night before the game, there was a lot of talk regarding Rasmus Højlund. It looks like that deal is close now. I know we've been saying that for a while, but it's all systems go. Rasmus Højlund is just waiting for the phone call. Damasio was up on that one. Garnacho looks like he's done. This now from Romano as well, expecting something to happen on this today. In fact, with Garnacho, the reported fee for Garnacho was approximately, or reportedly, 35 to 40 million pounds. United have had to buckle on their 50 million. Ben Jacobs was talking about this last night. Romano hasn't mentioned any figures definite, but he goes 35 to 40 million for Garnacho to leave United. I think is the next one out alongside Rasmus Højlund. The goalkeeping side of things, obviously now, will go forward and United will sign Sen Lammens, and that will happen. Like, if nothing happens in the goalkeeping department now after last night, then I give up completely on the season. I really do. PK Fizzy with a super chat says, what Amorim said about something needs to change and they're not going to change 22 players spoke volumes. I think he's going to step down. Yeah, he can't change all the players again, is basically what he was saying. I think having appendix removal is less painful, says Robbie as well in the super chats. Thank you so much for all of them today on the show, everybody. It has been a mad one so far for the comments. Keep them coming in. I'm going to try and read out as many as I possibly can. United TV. All that matters now is sales and buys. Amorim needs his own squad. Sell, sell, sell. I think he's got a good enough squad there to get something out of. I think he's got a good enough squad not to be in a relegation fight after 2 games and out of the Carabao Cup at the first occasion. We have to obviously say as well, like, yeah, we need to sell players, but we need more from what we've got as well. Like, we can't just say, like, transfers are going to fix this. We need to see a lot more from these players that are in Manchester United now. I mean, I felt sorry for Sesko, Cunha and Bumo. It feels already, and this happens at United, after a while they come in and everything starts off great. And then they slowly deteriorate. It feels like Cunha's being dragged into this already. Like, we have got no organisation at all in that front line. And you have to put some of that down on Ruben Amorim. Like, Cunha was running into players. They weren't talking to each other last night. There needs to be more done on the training ground here. Someone made a great comment last night. It makes you wonder what these players are actually doing at training, because they come into the game and they clearly don't know what's actually happening. They clearly have no idea what to do, and that's how they played last night. Jem said, congratulations to those who won on the draw. Yes, please do. Hopefully you have heard that. If we haven't heard from you, we're going to directly reply to your comments that we have just read out in terms of your prediction, just to see if you pick up on that. So hopefully you have heard that, and please do get in touch on Twitter or X on FUTV. David says, I'm going to start supporting Leighton Orient soon. Local team here in London. United are weirdos. They have been for years. Daniel says, I'm completely set and ready for a rollercoaster season. He took over a bad, underperforming squad and the club is in transition. Just everyone gird your loins and find patience. You're asking a lot for a lot of the fan base there. Bunch of rubbish, says Babs. Oh, no, Babs, it's horrible. DK says, Sesko making some good runs last night, which was a positive. He had some good attempts last night, Sesko. I like the way he was playing. Look, I need to see more of him, obviously, and I expect better things to come. I think what we've got to ask now is, what happens next? What happens next with Manchester United? Where do we go from here? And I think what we've got to look at here is, I think, Ruben, first of all, in that Burnley game, I'm changing everything up. Like, changing it up. Honestly, right now, he's got nothing to lose and can easily just shoot back at some of the fan base who are criticising his midfield. Say, look, play Kobbie Mainoo in the middle. Play him next to Bruno Fernandes. Drop Bruno Fernandes and play Kobbie Mainoo next to Casemiro. And then go and play the other 10s. Like, Ahmad needs dropping after last night. I thought Ahmad was atrocious last night. Absolutely atrocious. And I love him. I love him to bits. But these players that we have got massive hopes for need to also be held accountable as well for their performances. Honestly, I'd play Mason Mount. I would play this weekend. I would put, I know it sounds stupid because he's hardly ever played, but I'd play Patrick Dorgu on the right hand side. I'd play him as right wing back. I'd play Diego Leon on the left. This is all completely just as to Ruben making a point here right now to the players. I know it's not going to help anything. I bring in De Ligt. De Ligt, I feel sorry for. I thought he was awesome again last night when he came on. What an absolute warrior that man is. De Ligt, Yoro, and obviously I would put Aiden Heaven in, to be honest. I still wouldn't play Luke Shaw. I think he is obviously another one of them players that has been there too long. So I'll put them in. Play Casemiro and Mainoo in the middle. I'll drop Bruno Fernandes. Play Cunha, Mbeumo and Sesko. Just try and change the team as much as you possibly can. Get rid of some of the old habit players. Mazraoui, if he's fit, obviously would walk in, but I don't think he's available for weekend because he would obviously come into it. And again, you look at what I've done there. I'm talking about the new age of players coming into Manchester United. I would play Tom Heaton in goal. I don't care. I don't care anymore. That's where I'm at as a fan. I really am. I think the bigger statement needs to be made in his starting lineup than anything at weekend. And Ruben, I hope he stays. I do. I hope he doesn't walk. But I don't think Ruben being sacked is on the cards. I think Ruben walking is probably closer. I think he steps down right now. I think them conversations are being had after the Burnley game. He said he's going to be here for the Burnley game. And then we'll sort everything out in the break. There is a chance, I feel, that Ruben walks away from this. But then again, I always think, right, them projects the project he was selling, the work that this man went through in the summer in trying to get the players in that he did, the Sesko conversation, Cunha and Mbeumo, all sold off what Ruben Amorim told them. So they believe in Ruben Amorim. I think the players like Dorgu and Heaven, the 5 that Man United have brought in so far under Ruben Amorim, them players I think believe in him. Diego Leon, obviously, he's still got to do some maturing and learn his way, but I think them players believe in what's happening at Manchester United. And I think we need to go out and buy a goalkeeper and a midfielder for him as well. And at least change 2/3 of that starting lineup. And put players in there that haven't been playing at Manchester United for a long time. Put the new players in who don't have the bad habits. Go out there and play. This is the fresh start. This is a new United. This is what I want from you. This is how I want you to play. Forget about what's gone on before. This is the new team. And I think he's got a chance to do that. Ahmad will come back, I'm sure. I love Ahmad. I think he's got the great mentality. And he will come back stronger. He had a bad night last night. But I think players just need to be taken out of the team just because of bad performances. And hopefully, Ruben does that. And I hope that he does stand firm with these players now. I would change, you know what, like Ruben said last night, the formation, he was asked by ITV, the formation, do you change the formation? And he said again, it doesn't matter if we play 4 at the back, if we play 3 at the back or 5 at the back. It's what these players are doing. It's their attitude. Look, I think Ruben would be open to a 4-2-3-1. A 4-2-3-1, I think, right now, sorts everything out for Manchester United. You got 2 holding midfielders. I'd play, at the moment, Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo in the 2 in front of the back 4. And then I would put Bruno as the 10, right behind the forward, Benjamin Sesko, and I would have Cunha and Mbeumo either side of him. That would be my team I would go into the weekend with, realistically, if you're going to change a formation. I know I said I'd drop Bruno, and I'm happy for anyone to play in there, because right now no one's playing well enough. And so you don't know who's going to come forward and start playing well for United, or take this as that moment in their Man United career and say, look, enough is enough. what you're hoping for right now as a Man United fan is that these players actually feel what we feel. I know that they're not going to. I know that's a million miles away from happening, but still, I think there are some players in this football team that actually do believe that they are letting the fan base down. There must be. Surely there must be some players in there. Look, that pretty much wraps up everything. I've got a feeling I will be live quite a lot today. I've got a feeling we're going to get some news, significant news, coming out over the next few hours. There's going to be players coming in. Hopefully we hear about players. There's going to be players going out. Hopefully we hear about players coming in. All that's left for me to say is, again, thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody, for all the super chats. Loads in there this morning. A passionate chat this morning. Thank you for keeping it respectable as possible as well, everybody. Absolutely brilliant. Really appreciate that. Please give the video a like. That will take us near 1,000 likes for the show. At least we've actually accomplished something out of the morning in these miserable times. And please do make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, everybody. GC quickly with a super chat right at the end again. How much you want? How much to? It keeps coming off my screen. Sorry, bear with me a second. How much you want to wages? He quits after the next game during the break. He said the players spoke loud. They won't play for him. Player power again. I think I just said the same thing there, CG, mate. Myself, really, in these players. I do fear that there will be talks of Ruben just walking away at this point now. But, yeah, we'll see, won't we? We will see. We move on. Thank you, everybody. Absolutely amazing show. Contributions and comments in there. I will see you all later on. Have a good day. Remember, competition winners, hit us up on Twitter on FUTV, please. DM us there to claim your replica football shirt prize. For now, everybody, thank you so much. Again, I will see you all later on. Oh, it's going to be a tough old day, United fans. Suck it up and go out there proud, loud and proud.